Because I'm a vegetarian, I actually like to share with people how to make simple swaps to their dishes to make it into a plant-based meal. I have known people who have done this, or you have done this before. You just take a tub of ice cream and then you're sitting in front of the TV and you're just eating it straight from the tub. I'm pretty sure some of you may be aware of this scenario. Okay, and this is mainly emotional eating or stress eating, whereby you're going for food items that you think help to improve your mood at that particular point of time. Okay, and sometimes it is important to know what triggers your appetite as well. For example, a car. For a car to function, for us to start the car, start the engine, we need fuel. If our brain is like the car, it also requires fuel to function. And in this case, the fuel that we consume is food. And to be a bit more specific in the area, glucose is actually the preferred fuel for our brain. So our bubble milk tea over here has the 100% sugar content in it, okay, and 20.5 teaspoons. Let me see, if 1 teaspoon has about 5 grams of sugar, we are looking at 20.5. That is more than 100 grams of sugar in our bubble tea. You know that feeling that you get, a bit of nervousness, anxious, and then sometimes you need to run to the toilet before a meeting. So all of these emotions are being related. It's like a two-way communication between our gut and our brain. So a happy gut puts you in a good mood. It is because 90% of the serotonin is actually made in our gut. If there is not enough serotonin in your system, in your body, what happens is that you're highly susceptible to mental health disorders also. An interesting fact, okay, did you know that there are about 100 trillion good and bad bacteria living in our gut? So that is really a lot. In the meantime, let me answer some questions. Does sugar-free soft drinks have sugar content, or is it just a marketing gimmick? They do not have like added sugar. Sugar-free soft drinks, they usually use artificial sweeteners. Okay, so there are different types of artificial sweeteners available. I think the popular one right now is stevia. Stevia is actually a natural plant sweetener. The problem is we do not know the effects of artificial sweeteners on our health for a longer period.
I'm going to show you these two recipes. How can it be done in one pot? Taste is really simple. Okay, the ingredients is galangal. The top layer, like this one's here, you actually can use that to make or fragrant your soup. I like red onions actually because it's really fairly sweet as compared to the yellow one. If you have shallots, you also can use shallots as well. My favorite one is Gordon Ramsay. And when he cooked, he always have little perks and little tricks here and there. One of my favorite one was when he deal with chili. We cut chili and the seeds are all over the place. So what you can do is actually to just rub the chili really, really hard. And then when you cut it off, and then you can pour all the seeds out. Yeah, so in my kitchen, I always have like some form of herbs. So spring onions is like my staple. I have coriander as well. Usually we use this for garnish or for fish, or we steam fish, right? Here, this one, this part here, this is like the most fragrant part of the coriander. Usually when I want to make sauces, I cut this bit into really, really, really tiny bits. Or I just use this and put it into rice. Okay, when you cook your rice, you can make your rice more fragrant. This recipe makes about 6. So you can actually have the paste, you can keep it in a bottle, put it in the fridge, and you can keep up to 1.5 weeks. One way to also cook healthier, most of the time we also check what kind of oils do we use. In this case, I use a rapeseed oil. It's actually canola oil. If you look at the labels, here we want to look at how much mono unsaturated fat and how many polyunsaturated fat. Poly and mono usually come from plant-based. So ideally, we want more of the good fat rather than the animal-based or high in trans fat, which is more found in processed items. You can see, okay, so that's how the paste looks like. Mangoes are really high in vitamin A, good for our immune system, helps to build mucus level around our eyes, our nose, our throat, and our stomach lining to prevent toxins from entering. And it's also a fat-soluble vitamin. So having this recipe with a good amount of fat in there, from the oil that we use, can help to increase the absorption. So you can enjoy this with rice, like brown rice. Thank you very much, guys. See you.